So All4ball is a non-profit organization that creates opportunities in the sports sector for young people in underprivileged communities in Nepal. Our mission is to introduce sports opportunities as a tool to build education, leadership, friendship, and teamwork. All4ball believes in 5 umbrellas, which are sports libraries, infrastructures, clinics, scholarships, and sports training. So projects that we have completed so far is that we have collected and contributed 100 jerseys, 300 sports shoes, 80 soccer cleats, 60 soccer balls across 8 public schools. And we built 2 multi-purpose sports fields and conducted 3 sports clinics with the help of national coaches in Nepal. We also provided 2 sports scholarships for technical trainings. And all of our projects would have not been possible without our trusted partners, our main one being Collaborative Schools Network, Nepal Rising, a part with Asher Project, Rotary Club of Yala, Legend Futsal, and the Junior Football Academy. So our target schools for our projects are mainly public schools where students belong to low-income families, where the enrollment is low and the dropout rate is very high. Public schools in Nepal don't have the resources from the government for sports, so we aim to fill in that gap. As you can see in the top right picture, that's me when I went to the Basynet basic school in Nepal, and then we took the collected sports apparel. You can see there's cleats, jerseys from a collection drive that we had here in the US. And then the picture on the left is also one of the first sports clinics, or the sports libraries that we did in the Basynet school. You can see the equipment, and even the principal is getting involved with the students. So this is a sports clinic in the Basynet school. You can see that national coach Rajesh Nai is there with the students, and they're wearing some of the collected jerseys that we have contributed. And the kid in the middle wearing the blue, you can see that after the sports clinic, he was so determined and motivated to play sports that he chased after the national coaches when he was riding away on his motorcycle, and he asked where he can get additional soccer training because he was so into it. So we provided 2 scholarships for 600 students to benefit from for technical trainings and practices. So this all started when I was 11 years old, when I asked for funds instead of gifts for the construction of the multi-purpose field in the Basynet basic school. And after the construction of the field, you can really see multi-purpose in its true sense for sports, assemblies, cultural and social purposes. And the enrollment in the Basynet school increased from 50 to 250 students. You can see that they're using it for mapuza, assemblies, and just to play basic sports. So this is a multi-purpose field in the Bakumari school, and many of the dropped out students came back because of sports. In the picture in the after, you can see that it's the students in the sports clinic in the Bakumari school with the coaches, and you can see that they're wearing the jerseys that we contributed, and you can really see the motivation and enthusiasm on all of the students' faces during the sports clinic. This being the first time they're ever getting the chance to wear proper sports equipment and getting proper coaching. So this is the Lalit Kalyan school. The enrollment increased from 57 to 150 students in just 6 months. And you can see the enrollment in April and the enrollment in October on how much it increased. This is one of All4ball's success stories. Just recently, the Basynet all-girls team won 3rd place at the futsal tournament, defeating many private schools that had proper coaching and proper equipment. And when I went there in 2018, the students, they didn't have any proper shoes, they didn't have any proper sports clothing to play. And this really shows how they went from barefoot to being champions. And now I'm going to pass it on to the Ambassador, Pranav Shrestha.
Thank you, Aaron. So he just talked about the opportunities given to kids in Nepal. Now I will talk about the opportunities given to youth in the U.S. through All4ball's Youth Ambassador program. All4ball provides a platform and mentors high school students to lead projects for Nepal to make a difference. Youth ambassadors lead to raise funds and implement projects for youth in Nepal to change their lives through sports. One of the main criteria to become a youth ambassador for All4ball is to organize creative fundraisers for projects identified by All4ball or lead a project of their own choice in line with All4ball's mission. Recognition and volunteer hours will be provided by All4ball. I joined All4ball as a youth ambassador because of how I felt playing sports. I played sports in school with my friends, and it brought a ton of happy memories and happiness in my life. And to be given the opportunity to spread that same happiness to kids in Nepal less fortunate than me is an amazing opportunity. As a youth ambassador so far, I've initiated sports apparel collection drives where I've collected cleats, socks, and jerseys. I've been also raising funds for sports clinic at Jana Udar School, and I've raised funds for sports libraries and a table tennis board at Jana Udar School. As you can see in the bottom left picture, at Jana Udar School, they have a makeshift table tennis board where in place of a net, there are bricks. And so when I go to Nepal next month, I hope to provide them with a real table tennis board. Also, my visit to Nepal next month, and as well in the future, I'll get to meet key stakeholders and the beneficiaries of the initiatives that I'm leading. This is one of the key leadership opportunities for youth that I wanted to highlight given by All4ball, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. This is another youth ambassador for All4ball, and her name is Pranav Shrestha, and she's from Atlanta, Georgia. She's raised funds to build multi-purpose sports field at Lalit Kalyan School, to create sports libraries for public schools for Chepang Valley, and to provide sports scholarships. To raise this money, she's actually coached soccer to local youth in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's made All4ball bracelets as fundraising efforts. This is one of the other youth ambassadors nearby. He's from Kathmandu, Nepal, and he's assisted national coaches in coaching soccer skills to students of Banadoya Basic School and Baklamari Basic School during sports clinics. He's also coached basketball skills to students in Baklamari Basic School during sports clinics, and he's been raising funds for sports Olympics at Lalit Kalyan School. And now I'm going to give it to my other fellow youth ambassador, Rohan Shrestha.
Thank you, Pranav, and namaste everyone. So when I went to Nepal back in 2018, I had the opportunity to participate in holding a sports clinic at Banodaya Basic School. It was a wonderful experience, and when I came back home, I jumped at the opportunity to become a youth ambassador when Aaron had started All4ball. I saw firsthand what little we do here makes a huge impact to the kids back in Nepal. So I turned to a local recreational soccer league, one that I went to when I was a little kid as well. And I was personally surprised to see how giving and generous they were and the donations that they gave, such as soccer balls and jerseys to take back home. When Aaron invited Pranav and I to get together and clean some soccer cleats to send back to Nepal, it brought us so much satisfaction. Knowing how much of these soccer gears would mean to the small children of the school I saw back in 2018 and many schools like that. Now that All4ball has given me the opportunity to not only fundraise, but also to collaborate with the amazing team that we have in Nepal on building a permanent multi-purpose field with proper drainage in Banodaya School. I cannot wait to get started knowing how much of a difference it makes to motivate a child to come back and stay in school through sports-related activities. Now the multi-purpose field is not only being used for sporting activities, but is also where morning assemblies, cultural events, and school meals are being handed out. In other words, it's the heart of the school. Now another fellow youth ambassador, Aaron Basynet, he is also the co-founder of this amazing organization. And it was his idea to make a difference in a child's life through sports as a motivating factor for many things in life, including schooling. Aaron is very passionate in sports, and that is something that binds all of us youth ambassadors together. And he has basically done it all at a very young age, from raising funds to holding sports clinics back in Nepal, to collaborating with teams in Nepal and seeing projects through completion. As Aaron mentioned at the beginning, currently our project pipeline is focused on 5 umbrellas. Number 1 is sports libraries, where we hold drives here in the US to collect soccer and other sporting gears to send back to Nepal. Number 2 is sports infrastructures. These projects require more vigorous fundraising drives and close collaboration with the amazing team we have in Nepal, like the ones we have here. Number 3 is sports clinics. This is where we get the most satisfaction of actually working with the kids when we're at Nepal and teaching some of the skills that we learned over the years in the US, which is an opportunity that they haven't had before. Sports clinics are also held by professionals in Nepal. Number 4 is sports scholarships. Finally, this is where the chance we get to make a difference in the special talents that we come across and help them realize their full potential or provide financial assistance for a special cause like the JCSS girls football team and to make many other more winners. These are the current projects we have planned, but there will be more projects happening in the future. Finally, I would like to conclude by saying that we, the youth ambassadors at All4ball, are incredibly blessed to be part of this worthy cause of making a difference in child's life through sports. We feel like this is more for us than the other way around, as there's no other feeling like seeing the joy in a child's face when they get their sporting gear and they're off playing in that field we help build. Now, thank you for your time, everyone. Dhanyavad and namaste.